Go fetch for the YouTube link. Here it is. All right, we're all set. Martin, do you want to go first?
I assume you mean me. So yeah, I've been working on getting the initial block that corresponds to the beacon state. I have a PR for that. I took more than what I was expecting because I was basically doing the root of the latest block header that should match the root of the block, but I was not getting anything. Like I was not getting a block that matches that root. Turns out there's some weird logic because there's a circular dependency. So the beacon state has a reference to the block root, and the block also has a reference to the beacon state. So to avoid that circular dependency inside the state, it was set, like the root of the block was set as a 0. So, or the root of the state. And anyway, it's kind of complex, but they do kind of like a hack to avoid that. So after I adapted my code, I was able to get it, and I have a PR. So I'm initializing the store with the block and with the state. I just saw, like looking at the spec tests related to fork choice, that there is a function like in the spec that does that I missed. So I'm gonna adapt my code to implement that function. It's called get fork choice store. So it basically takes as an argument the anchor state and the anchor block, and it returns a store. So that's basically the same what I did. But yeah, I'm gonna like extract it to that function to be able to call that from the spec tests. Yeah, that's basically it. One thing I've noticed, so now that I fixed the code so that the blocks, that the pending blocks, they are gonna be moved to the on block handler from the store. But when we start on the checkpoint state, we are around 200 blocks behind to be able to sync. But currently, we are just able to download one block at a time because of this snappy issue. So yeah, it's taking a while to sync because of that. So yeah, eventually I think we will have to prioritize that snappy issue to be able to fetch many blocks in a single call. I mean, we could also do multiple calls async somehow, but yeah, let's just fix the snappy. So maybe after finishing this thing with the fork choice function, I'm gonna see if I can fix the snappy issue and start like downloading multiple blocks at the same time with a single call. That's it for me.
Awesome, thanks a lot. Yeah, Paul, do you want to go next?
Sure. So this morning I continued working on trying to divide the tasks. So I was looking into this and what type of functions can we start like creating specific issues for, what helper functions, because they're a little bit larger. Then after working a little bit on that, I made a PR to refactor the repo because I saw that we had new PRs regarding the state transition function, but basically they weren't putting the functions that they were implementing in the right places. So I refactored that and I put them in the right files. So now we have the right file structure. So the PR should be it passes the test, and I think we can merge it. I'm just waiting for a review, and then I worked on process historical summaries. Now what we discussed, I think yesterday, I implemented the hash on the Rust side and on the Elixir side. So now it passes. So now we can hash it. The only thing is that the hash that I'm receiving is not similar to the hash that like it's not similar to the post state. So my tests are failing. I'm curious why. I've read through my implementation a few times and I cannot really find where I'm being wrong. So I pushed it and I think I pinged Martin and Thomas to if they have like a few minutes to give a quick look, just to see if I'm doing something wrong. I feel that I don't know. Just the when I like the two beacon states are exactly similar. The only thing that I touch is the historical summaries, and the roots are just not the same. So I'm thinking like, or it's an implementation problem, or it's a problem of the hashing function that doesn't hash the same way that it should. So yeah, working on that. That's all.
Okay, I can give you some help afterwards. I would bet on the hash function not being the problem. Usually isn't, unless we're using a different hash function as the one we should, because they are pretty standard. Like there's no difference between, for instance, two BLS implementations or two SHA 256 implementations. There may be like differences in performance, but the outputs should always be the same. Unless we chose like extraordinarily bad library, but I doubt that's the case. So yeah, I can help you debug that afterwards.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's.
Debugging hashes is unfortunate and difficult, so I'll help you with that. Okay, Thomas, do you want to go next?
Sure. Yesterday I added the bit of functionality that was a bit of missing functionality to the port. It is right now in a state where it can be integrated with the, or more like it can replace the NIF. So I was gonna continue work on that. There are already like I think 3 open PRs. They are chained. So the last one requires the last 2 and anyways, I am in need of some reviews. So if any of you are have a bit of time, please do review those PRs.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry that I haven't reviewed it yet. I had a pretty intense headache the last half of yesterday and today's half, so I wasn't able to read that much code. But I think I'm better now, so I will give it a good review.
Yeah. Hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
That's all on my part. I'm working on the presentation, on an internal presentation we have. But apart from that, I will continue working on integrate. I will integrate the port into the node, replacing the currently P2P NIF we have.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, so for me, as I was saying, I got a pretty intense headache yesterday and at some part of today, so I couldn't get much done. It's getting better now, so I'm going back to reviewing code. My priority for today is making sure that every pending PR is either merged or at least reviewed. And afterwards, making sure that we can start with everything needed for the bootcamp. I already got some feedback on daily hours that we can have, like different time zones that different hours at which we can have the daily for each of the time zones. I think that we reached a good one. I will send messages to everyone to see if everyone is able to join them, and we can start with the dailies tomorrow with all of the team. And that's it. I'm looking forward to working with y'all. I think I don't have anything else. Do we have any final comments or questions? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all for joining. See you all tomorrow.